Welcome back, everyone, to another reaction video. Well, I've been getting from time to time some requests for me to check out the channel Squire, which apparently, from what I can see and kind of perusing his channel, they're all videos where he's kind of acting out scenes and he's kind of taking a comedic look at moments in history, almost like a Blackadder type of thing. At least that's what it appears. I haven't watched any of the videos yet. I know my friend Mr. Terry has done a few in the last couple of months. So we're going to check out Squire today. He's got 695,000 subscribers, so he's obviously doing something right. And we'll go to a topic that I feel like I know pretty well, which is World War I. So this is every soldier in 1918. It's got almost 2 million views. It's about a year old. So I'll put the link down in the description so you can check it out and see his other videos without my commentary, as well as see anything you might want to suggest to me that I could do. So I need to say up front, because when I tackle these comedy videos, inevitably I get somebody who gets really upset because they stumble upon my video and they feel like I'm like missing the point of it being comedy. I understand this is comedy. We're going to laugh, we're going to be entertained, but I'm also going to try to inject some historical context as well. So I'm not trying to take away from the comedy. This is a learning channel. We're here to learn. We're here to talk about things. So that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so it's France, 10:59 a.m., 11th of November, 1918, 1 minute before Armistice. So the Armistice is signed at around 5 in the morning on the 11th of November. They've been negotiating for a couple of days. You see some of the scenes of that in the film All Quiet on the Western Front, the one that just came out in the last year or so. And it's all negotiated in Compiègne in France. And the Germans want it to take effect right away. By this point, the Kaiser has abdicated. The Austro-Hungarians and the Ottomans are already out of the war. And the Bulgarians, it's really just Germany standing alone. And they've been trying to get a peace for several weeks now. They want it to take effect immediately, but the Allies say no, 11 a.m., and then they launch a series of attacks that morning. British soldier. I feel like you probably would not be able to carry one of those around like that, but, you know, I know it's comedy. Gas alert off.
Good heavens, chaps, don't you know the war's over in 30 seconds? It's nearly 11 o'clock.
Okay, do we...
Come on, get him! Grab him, stab him, stab him.
Yeah, so initially you think he's trying to stop it because there's 30 seconds left, but this is absolutely true. As I mentioned a minute ago, the Allies kept attacking. Now, by 10:59, the only place where you're going to have a death at that point is Henry Gunther, the last American to die. He dies near Verdun in kind of a pointless attack, and there's a whole story behind why he did that. Everybody knew that it was about to end. The Germans are trying to wave him off, but he had been demoted because he had written some critical things in a letter, and he's trying to get his glory back, and everybody thinks that's why he did it. We did a video on the last soldier to die from each of the armies on the Western Front.
There's a rock down there, grab it, smash his head in! That's the spirit! Come on! No, sorry chaps. I'm afraid we've run out of time. Damn, just as it was getting interesting. Ah well, there will be another war come along soon for me to get stuck into, yeah.
Yeah, there'll be one along soon enough. Put yourself in the position of a soldier who has somehow survived the entire 4 years of this war. Everybody knows it's about to end, and then you get orders come down that you need to launch an attack in the last couple of hours. I can't imagine the psychological effect that must have had on people.
Right, I'll be taking that then.
What?
Yeah, you lose. Unlucky.
You're about to lose your teeth.
Firstly, I'm English, so, Secondly, you lost the war, so hand over your rifle, mate, come on.
We didn't lose. It's an armistice. It's more like a ceasefire.
You didn't lose. Yeah, and remind me, what was it you had for lunch today?
Bit of mouldy bread.
Yeah, it was absolutely a surrender. I know that it doesn't get described that way, the way it does in World War II, but it's absolutely a German surrender. Ferdinand Foch, who's the Allied commander-in-chief on the Western Front, gives the German delegation a list of demands and basically says, you have to accept this or not. If you don't accept it, we keep fighting. If you accept everything on this list, then okay, the war will end. And it's really a surrender document. And the only thing that the Germans are able to even negotiate in all of it is where there's factual errors. Things like you have to turn over this many U-boats, and they're like, well, we don't even have that many U-boats. Those are the kinds of things they're able to negotiate, but otherwise they have to accept it. But yes, it is just an armistice. The actual end of the war doesn't come till the Treaty of Versailles, which is almost a year later that is adopted.
And how, may I ask, did that bit of bread finally make its way to the front line? Because I'm guessing it wasn't by truck.
Horse?
A horse which your family would have loved to have eaten, I imagine.
No, they wouldn't. There's no meat on our horses anymore.
Yeah, Germany, one of the prime factors of them losing the war is the blockade. It's not necessarily that they were heavily defeated on the battlefield, though 1918 doesn't go well because they launch all these attacks and they don't go well. But the blockade is the main reason why they lose the war.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. We are struggling to maintain this level of attrition.
Whereas we're fine with it, apparently.
But we've done very well. We got you good at the Somme. You walked straight into that one.
Yes, that was the problem, actually. Yeah, we might have made it through if we'd run. Anyway.
So that's a common kind of misconception about the British soldiers walking at the Somme. It did happen in places. It didn't happen everywhere. It's not like the entire 20-mile or so front of the Somme attack on July 1st, 1916, that all 100,000 British soldiers walked. In some places, Serre, for example, on the northern end, the initial wave did walk. But then you also have multiple waves. And by the second, third, fourth wave, they understand what's going on. And they're not just kind of merrily strolling across no man's land.
Well, you've done awfully well. Yeah, well done you.
As has the British Empire. I'll hold my hand up.
Both of them, please.
I thought this war would have hailed its demise and ruined it economically.
No, I'm sure we've got enough resources and cohesion to keep the Empire together. Well, unless there's another world war.
No, 999. I doubt we have the appetite for that.
But bread, on the other hand.
Sorry, chaps. Yes. A little bit embarrassing. I'm afraid my watch is still set to London time, so it means I'm an hour behind. So we're still on active front line.
So...
Come on, get him! That's the spirit!
So when
Stick
he
him!
raises a bayonet.
Stab him! No, hang on, my fault. Damn watch is playing up. Blasted German, I had it off as a souvenir. Must have been fiddling with a mechanism or something. Atkins, what time do you make it?
11:04, sir.
Good. Carry on. Atkins, did you say 11:04? I'm missing my favourite wireless show. Turn the damn crystal set on. Come on.
Now back to the radio edition of The Titanic.
Whoa, I'd give that a whirl. Don't be striking a match.
How did we end up at the Titanic? Titanic sank 6 years earlier at this point.
Trouble. Yeah, speaking of which, have you seen any icebergs?
I'll check with the watchman, Captain. How's it looking up there, Jimmy? Everything shipshape?
Oh, yes. All my ships,
playing
helicopters,
World of
submarines,
Warships?
and carrier-borne
No.
aircraft are looking splendid.
What is that?
I'm playing modern warships on Android or iOS.
Can't seem to make out what it's saying past some pretty authentic sound effects, sir. Something about modern ships being good, so I think we're okay.
Why, it's a free multiplayer game that allows you to become the captain of your own ship, with over 30 warships to take part in realistic naval battles across plenty of unique locations, like
Oh, that
night
actually
battles,
looks really
rainy
cool.
weather, even Arctic conditions with icebergs.
Hang on, sir. Heard something about icebergs. I'm gonna pop outside and see if I can hear him more clearly.
I'm just upgrading one of my ships now. It's really intuitive, and with over 200 weapon types that are fun to unlock.
I'm actually kind of intrigued by this. Anybody played this? Is it good?
There's no pay-to-win element here. There's also a ton of cool skins that mean you can make your ship really unique.
Yes, I'm commenting on the ad.
No, that'll be my floater from earlier. Yeah. Oh no, wait. Oh.
Wow, the effects are really immersive. I mean, I thought the explosions and fire effects were good, but it almost feels like I'm actually sinking.
Would you like me to find you a door, Captain, sir?
I always really appreciate people who can make the ads entertaining because it makes them worth watching, which is kind of what they're after. I've only done sponsorships a couple times, and I really struggle with that. So kudos to them.
Maybe your lavatory door. You always attached to that.
You should definitely go and download Modern Warships for free from the link in the description and use our promo code to get 3 days
think
of
I
freedom
will.
and plenty of bonuses. Gosh, it really flew.
Too soon.
Look, I said I'm sorry, okay? Look, I mean, we would have murdered for a scratch like that in the Somme. That is a ticket home. Right, come on, anyway, hand over your gun.
Not until you agree that Germany didn't lose militarily.
I mean, sure, whatever helps you sleep at night. I know I sure can't.
Here's the unfortunate reality is that was a common viewpoint, especially into the 1920s when you start to have the rise of things like National Socialism. It's this stab in the back myth. It's that we were winning on the battlefield, but we were stabbed in the back by the civilian authorities. In fact, this is so prevalent that the lead German civilian negotiator is going to be assassinated a few years after the war, as people saw it, their retribution for him stabbing them in the back.
Bah, it's just like
Matthias
my friend in the
Erzberger was
6th
his
Bavarian
name.
Reserve says. We were stabbed in the back.
There it
All
is.
right, careful. Don't go over the top.
So he says, "Don't go over the top." And if you, most people get that joke, obviously, but over the top means coming up out of the trench, going into no man's land. You hear the whistle, which signals for people to go, and then you got the bagpipes, which the Scots did play at times during battles. And I guess anything that kind of gives you vigor and kind of gives you the stomach to be able to go over the top and do that. If bagpipes does it for you, man, go for it.
I find myself wanting a beer all of a sudden. I can't wait to get back to Munich and find myself some rewarding employment and stable income outside the army.
Well, I'm certain your surrender will be negotiated on fair terms. I mean, the French aren't the sort to hold a grudge, are they? No. Germany's world standing and economy will no doubt remain in good order, secure.
Yeah. So we talk often about how things are all connected, and you can go back much further than this, but in immediate memory, some of the guys who were really young officers in the Franco-Prussian War are generals when you get to World War I, 40-some years later. And so they remember how humiliating that defeat was for the French. It's the war that ended the French Empire of Napoleon III. It's the war that started the German Empire. And it's a war that saw France have to give humiliating concessions to the Germans. And so that is in their memory when they're coming to Versailles.
By some kind of fair treaty. So, all of that sounds perfectly plausible. Now come on, hand it over.
Hang on, this gun's empty.
Yeah, I used all of my ammunition. Like everyone else in the 22nd Infantry.
Is it called that because there's only 22 of you left?
Oh, no, I wish. There were only 5 of us. But we were undefeated in the field.
Yeah, but you lost in the trenches loads of times. No, it was us who died in the fields.
Okay, fantastic. Time to go home. And I promise we won't follow any more madmen into pointless wars. Oh, hey, Adie.
Hello.
What's happened to you?
80.
Blinded by gas.
Funny.
That's actually 100% true. Adolf Hitler spends the last few months of the war in hospital because he was blinded in a gas attack. He was a corporal. He was born in Austria, but right near the German border. He enlists in Germany, and that's a story for another day.
We haven't used any.
Oh, bet you're furious. Anyway, see you when we get home. That was Corporal Hitler. Nice guy, bit of a temper.
So, that's the end of the Great War then.
Great! Did we fight in the same battle?
Well, not for you, obviously, no. No, I guess you could call it the massive one you lost.
Agree to disagree.
We can agree that when we attacked all those times with all those tanks we invented, all of you ran away like little girls. I'll agree to that.
I mean, think about it. The first time you saw a tank on the battlefield, what would you have thought when you didn't know what it was? Happens at, I think it's Fleur-Courcelette, which is part of the Somme offensive in 1916.
Hey now, we had tanks as well.
Yeah, like 20.
Is that what those were? We thought they were mobile incinerators. Well, I guess we were both right.
Yeah. Germans only made about 20 tanks of their own, though they did sometimes use captured Allied tanks.
And I reckon with a teeny-weeny bit more practice, we'll get really good at using them.
Yeah, I'm sure Britain will also keep developing its armoured doctrine and keep producing state-of-the-art tanks.
Well, at least we won the football match back in 14.
Only on penalties, and I'm sure we'll get better at those too in the future.
Hey, do you fancy...
Okay. I don't know. I guess this was made about a year ago, but England lost the European Championship to Italy on penalties back in 2022. So I think that's what he's referring to.
Is it a quick game now, huh? I think my leg's feeling a little better.
No, I've got trench foot. Yeah, it's nasty. Best we just shake hands and call it a day.
There we go. Right.
Actually, now that I think about it, that might have been 2021, because I know my family and I, we were in New England when that happened. So yeah, I think it was 21.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye.
Oh, jeez. Oh! Oh, man. All right, so I obviously love the British sense of humor, so that's kind of my thing. I know it's not for everybody, but that was enjoyable, I think, anyway. So the link's in the description. Check them out. If there's other videos of his that you'd like me to review, to break down, to react to, let me know in the comment section. I'll check those out. I'll throw some links on the screen here for some other videos to check out. Thanks for watching.